Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. So today's video is another VR, Tarot to the Extreme. It's a VR to Marlene Theresa. So she was the first person that, you know, create this VR and this prompt. So I really wanted to do this video since long time ago, and again I'm very late to the party. And before to start the video, I want also to apologize and make you know that my first language is Spanish, so my English is not very good. You will see. But like again, I really enjoy watching this type of videos on YouTube, and I just wanted to have some fun and try it myself. So if you hear something that is mispronunciation or something like that, or maybe I sound weird, now you know. And apologize, I'm sorry. So let's start it. So the first prompt is minimalist versus maximalist. So my minimalist deck, I have two to show you. And the first one I have is this one. I was trying to look the name of this deck everywhere, and sadly I couldn't find the name. I apologize too. I was not ready. I thought I was going to find the name. I don't really remember how it's called, but I got this on Etsy. These are the bags. And yeah, this is my very first minimalist deck. And I love it because it's very simple, as you see, but it's also a little bit of spooky. It's a little bit spooky, but it's also beautiful. The artwork is so beautiful, very, very elegant. I think it's a combination. It's a combination of elegance and spookiness, like together. And that's why I love it so much. So I usually carry this deck on my purse, so I always have it with me, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So yeah, this is my minimalist independent version. And I will show you the mass market that I also show you in a past video, if I am not wrong. 21 tarot questions. I show this deck, and it's the Fifth Spirit Tarot. You guys have been loving, like you have no idea how much I've been loving this deck. I know maybe you're gonna get bored to to see this deck over and over on my channel, but like this is the deck. It's just, oh my gosh, it's perfect. It's perfection, at least to me. And yeah, as you see, it's a little bit like not peepish, but it's minimalist, and it's modern, and it's something I never expect, because I usually don't like. I'm not very into modern decks, but this deck is very, very intuitive, and it's also very easy to read, and it's a very clear. It gives you very clear messages, and it's everything. Like, look at these Five of Pentacles. I mean, come on. Like, this is very simple, but very clear. When you use it, it's a very clear deck, and I just love it so much. This is now surprisingly one of my most favorite, like, mass market now, and I never expected. And I love it so much. So yeah, this is look at this dead card. I mean, come on. This is everything. I love it so much. So this is my minimalist mass market version that I've been loving so much this year. This is a new release. I think it was released some uh, this year. I don't remember exactly the date, but this is a deck very new in my collection, and I love it so much. So let's go to the maximalist, and for the mass market version, I have the Bonfire Tarot. And this deck, oh my gosh, this deck is just so beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, I don't use it often. I don't use this deck often, okay? I'm not gonna lie, and it's been on the clutter box a couple times because the same reason, okay? Because I know even if I love so much the artwork, I don't use it as much as I wish, but then I regret, and then I look at the artwork, and then I say, no, you're not going anywhere, and then I put it back, and it's always like that. But it's beautiful. I know some people don't like it, or maybe that's the reason why so many people don't use this deck, because it's a very maximalist. It's very busy on the artwork, but I think now that I mean, I got this deck on the very beginning of my tarot life. And of course, as a beginner, I wouldn't recommend this deck. But now, like 9 years later, I think, no, not nine, I think 8 years later, um, I think this deck, I just like have like more appreciated more. That's what I want to say. I think I appreciate it more. I think a beginner, maybe it's too much for a beginner, but like now that like I see it, like look at this Queen of Wands. She's so beautiful. Yeah, I love it so much. And like I said, I don't use it often. Sometimes one of my brothers asks me for readings, then is when I use this one. But yeah, this is my one of my more like busy decks that I own. But I also have an independent tarot that is very busy too. And I don't care because I love it so much. It's enormous, it's huge, and it's the Telesma Tarot. This is a collage deck. It's a very modern deck, but as you see, it's a very busy. It's a very busy deck too. So this is a maximalist deck. I usually just grab one, no more than 3 cards when I use it. But yeah, I do love it so much. I do love it. And I don't know, last year I think I start loving so much this type of decks, collage decks. And as all we know, like most of collage decks are very busy. So this is my maximalist deck independent version. One of the most maximalist decks on my collection too. I love this deck card, by the way. Look at the kitty. Okay, so next prompt is daytime versus nighttime, and for daytime I grab the Lilifer Tarot, and I think this gives me a daytime vibe because the color palette Um, it's a watercolor style artwork. It has that watercolor style on the artwork, and it gives me a daytime vibe. I don't know why. But it's also kind of, spooky. I mean, I really don't play or use my decks in a certain time during the day. I wouldn't name myself, I'm just doing this because the VR, I mean, like, I don't usually think that way. If, oh, I'm gonna use this deck just for a daytime reading, I don't think that way. I know we can use any deck, but I will grab for daytime this one just because the color palette and, yeah, the vibe it gives me. So this is my Lifer tarot. And again, with this deck, I usually don't make big readings with this one. I just grab three cards when I use it. It's not that it's busy. It's not busy. It's not a busy deck. They're all, but I think the type of artwork, you know, because I don't think it follows. Not so many of the cards of this deck follows the Rider Waite Smith. There are a few cards that they have their own kind of style, and yeah, but yeah, this is one of the decks I will use for daytime. For nighttime, I choose this Creatures Tarot. Oh my gosh, this deck is everything for me. I'm in love with this deck. I know. I don't know what I'm doing. This is a very, very, very new deck on my collection. I have a mess here on the box. I apologize. So these are the backs. And I haven't playing with this deck. I just, like I said, this is very new in my collection. But I just love the artwork. I love the artwork so much. I think I mix it because these are not the cards that, oh my gosh, I don't know what I did. I don't think these are the original cards because the creator had sort of extra cards. Extra cards, I mean, they sell the deck, but they also have like a extra card there situation that you can choose the card that you love the most, and if you want, you can, mix it or replace for any other of card of the deck from the deck. Yeah, I really don't know what I did. I think I mixed them, and I'm showing you. Yeah, this is the full original card. Yeah, now it's focusing. So this is the original full. I don't know why they are mixed. Okay, so there are two types of full, but one of these cards that I don't remember which one is on the extra card package, and I really don't remember which one it is, so I am sorry. Now I have a mess. So anyways, I'm gonna just show you the cards. But this deck is just so cute. And it gives me that night vibe. And I think if I'm thinking that way, like from night, for a night reading, I think before bed I will grab like the deck and grab one card. Yeah, this is so beautiful. I think it's cute. It's very cute. But I still, I just got it, and I don't know. I have a mess with this deck. Look, this is the High Priest, and this is another High Priest. I will be making a video about this deck and the extra cards because now I have a mess and I don't know which card belongs to the original deck. But yeah, look at the Empress. Oh my god, that's so cute. And the Emperor. I also have two cards. Two cards. I don't remember which one is the original card. The Elephant. Where is the other Elephant? Oh, it's the owl. So these two. I love both. The Lovers. Where are the Lovers? I think I showed you before the Lovers. I think they were two birds, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I'll show you. Oops, I'm pumping the camera like. Oops. Yeah, they are two lovers. I like more these ones though. Anyways, this is my nighttime creatures tarot that I choose. Next prompt is best and worst shuffle. So for me, the best shuffle, I will say, I love this one so much, you guys. The Fyodor Pavlov Tarot. I enjoy so much when I use this deck because the cardstock, it shuffles like a dream. It shuffles like a dream, and even if you're not a prom shuffling, like I'm telling you, with this deck, you will be the best. These are the bags, and it is just, it's like butter. That's it. It's like, it shuffles like butter. So yeah, this is my best shuffle ever. And for worst shuffle, I will show you the Dark Mansion Tarot. And the reason is because this rose petal finish, it make it so sticky that, like I cannot shuffle this deck at all, and it make it so hard to shuffle. So most of the time the cards stick each other, so that's the reason why this is not the best. This is not the best shuffle, like just because this rose petal doesn't help. So sometimes people love this rose petal finish. Some other people don't love the rose petal finish. I don't know. But I do love so much this deck. Yeah, I hope they someday in the future they change for a matte finish the cardstock, because yeah. So this is the word shuffle. Now next prompt is confronting versus comforting. So my confronting deck, it has to be the Somnia Tarot. It's a photography deck, and it's very dark. It has a very dark energy. And yeah, this is one of those decks that is a kick on the butt. This deck for sure will snap you on the face with the truth, no matter what. Um, and I love it because of that. To be honest, I know, not so many people love to be confronting, but I love to be confronting. So most of my decks are this kind of, type of. They have like this energy, like they like confronting. They confront you, and I love it so much. So this is one of those that like, yeah, this deck will be fix all your chakras in one punch. That's how I call this deck. Yeah. So this is my confronting deck, the Somnia Tarot. Now the comforting deck is this one that is called Ramures Stranges is a Miss Market deck. And this deck is very soft. It has a very soft energy. And like I love it so much because these creatures are sort of fairies. I really don't know if they're fairies or just they are some creatures from the woods, or I really don't know, but it's a very confronting. It's soft. I mean, it comforts me. That's how I use it. Um, when I need a hug, I think this is the one I feel like to grab, and it's um how can I say this? I usually don't need hug decks on my collection, but like I think this one is the one that gives me that sort of energy. And I use it together with this Into the Lonely Woods Oracle deck. So these two, I use them. Let me show you. So these are the decks I use when I need a hug. I use them together. I just wanted to show you how I pair them together. Yeah. They have that ground energy, but it's also very soft. And this is the type of energy I always look when I feel like I need that comfort in my life, and I love it. I love it so much. So I wanted to show you a few more cards and how they look. They look so beautiful together, and like I don't know, I always play together with them. It's one of my very favorite pairings in my collection. So yeah. Okay, so this was my comforting decks. Next prompt is every day versus every so often, and for every day I choose my mystical moments tarot. This is um this is a workhorse deck for me. Um yeah, I can use it anytime, for any type of reading. This deck loves to read for other people, but also loves me too. This deck loves me too. It's not a jealous deck. This deck loves everybody. So yeah, this deck is a everyday deck for me. And for every so often, I choose the Ophidia Rosa Tarot. And the reason why I don't use it, for every day is because it's a very, very peepish deck, as you see. This is one of those decks that you rather love it or hate it. I see so many people saying this a very hard deck to connect with. And yeah, I mean, it's true. This deck needs time to get to know it. But the artwork is so beautiful, and I use it when I try to connect with Hecate. And yeah, so that's the reason why I keep it, because when I feel like I want to connect with Hecate, this is the deck, or one of the decks, because I use a few. I have a few decks on my collection that I use to connect for Hecate, or for connecting with Hecate, and this is one of those. So it's not often when I want to do that. I mean, I don't do that often, but it's a very beautiful deck, and it's also I think it makes you slow down, okay? Um, but it's just, I don't know. I will never get rid of this deck. So this is my every so often deck. So now next prompt is overrated versus underrated. So the overrated deck I have is the Moonchild Tarot. Now this is a new version from this deck. The original deck is different. This is the Shadow Work edition. So there are just a few cards. They are different from the original deck. But yeah, this is a very, very popular deck. This is a very, very well loved deck on YouTube. So these are the backs. It's so beautiful. I understand why it's like very popular deck. Oops, I'm sorry. I just stick my phone. So I was waiting for so many years to get this deck. I mean, the original version. And the reason why I stopped getting it was because the card stock. Okay, like I said before, with the Dark Mansion Tarot, I'm not very. I don't love rose petal finish on the cards. But when I see this version of this deck, I couldn't resist. And I really wanted to, give it a try. And I don't regret, to be honest. I don't regret. I love those so much, the artwork and everything about it. And yeah, so this is a very overrated deck. And I think this is those of, I mean, this deck will always be overrated for sure, because it deserves it, it really is a very beautiful deck. And Some people said that, you know, this deck don't talk to them. Some people, everybody has different experience with this deck, but for me, this is everything. This is just one of those decks that touch my soul. So this is one of the most overrated decks I have in my collection. So for the underrated section, I have the Wind Rose Tarot deck by Aya Rosen, and I think I showed you on the 21 tarot question video that my ride or die deck from all the time is the Black Lily Tarot from the same creator. And I saw that she also had this deck, and I couldn't resist because I love Aya Rosen artwork so much, and I really wanted to try this deck, and I don't see this deck anywhere. It's like nobody talks about this deck, and I don't know why, because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's a modern deck, but it's a mix with humans and animals together. And I don't know, it's like humans and animals together, like in the way that Aya Rosen, like, with this type of artwork together, it's just everything to me. Everything to me. I usually don't like people on my decks. Sorry, there is some nudity. I apologize. I should tell you before. But I just love Aya Rosen artwork so much. And this is a hidden gem. Like, this is a hidden gem out there. And I had to have it because look at this beautiful artwork. It's just everything. It's everything. It's everything for me. So I love it, and I have it in order because I'm planning to make a video about this Aya Rosen decks soon on my channel. And this is just a very, very beautiful deck, and it's a hidden gem for sure, and it deserves way more love, on my opinion. So yeah, this is the Wine Rose Tarot deck by Aya Rosen. These are the backs, by the way. These are the backs. Another hidden gem is this Diramazioni Tarot. Diramazioni Tarot. And again, I don't see anybody talking about this deck. I think the creator of this deck is Italian, if I'm not wrong. But the artwork is very dark, I have to say. But if you love dark artwork as much as I do, you should try this deck. It's beautiful. It's a little bit peepish, but I just love so much. There's the style, very dark. I also use this deck for connecting with Hecate. Like, look at this card. I mean, it just, I can't even explain it. I just love it so much. So I use this deck for when I want to connect with Hecate. And And now you know why, because this type of artwork is very dark. Um, when I was going to get this deck, I was in between to get this one or another one that is called, I don't know how, I don't remember the name. It's also an Etsy. It's dark. I don't remember. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I have a very bad memory. Anyways, I still on my wish list. That deck that I don't remember the name. There is also like this type of style. It's very dark, but it's very pagan. Um, look at this strength card. This card screams to me, I am Ekate. That's how, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a very, very dark and beautiful deck. And it's another hidden gem. Don't tell me this is Hecate. For me. Now, next prompt is light work versus shadow work. And this is a little bit hard for me because I like I said before, most of my tarot collection is on the darker side. So I don't have so many um, light type of artwork decks on my collection. I just have, I think, no more than two or maybe three decks. They I will call them like light workers on my collection. So this is one of those, and it's called they are called the Future Ancestor Tarot. This is the name of the deck. I think it's the lightest deck I own. To be honest, it's very, very soft, and I think I will if I feel like to do some light work, sort of, ritual or something like that, I will use this one because, the type of artwork is very, very light and soft, and it also feels like healing, to be honest. I love the cardstock too. I love this type of cardstock, I have to say. Um, yeah, so this is the one I will use for light work, for sure. And for shadow work, I think I can use any of my entire collection decks because, yeah, so most of them, they're very shadowy and confronting, you know? But I think I'm gonna show you this one. There is an oracle deck. Is the Reclaim Oracle, and this deck, I think that's a very good deck for shadow work. Um, I never expect loving so much this deck, but I have to be honest. This is for being an oracle. No many of my oracle collection, no many of them talk to me in the way that this one does. I think this oracle is as hard as any tarot deck with the messages that you will receive from it. Yeah, this is an excellent shadow work oracle in my opinion, and it's also, I mean, is for shadow work because that's for how I use it, but it has like a mix of everything together. It can give you hard messages, but that it can give you also like positive messages. So, and that's the reason I love it, because it's not all dark and heavy. It has some cards that they will give you like sort of healing, or you know, like this one, release. I don't know, this is a very one of my most favorite oracle on my collection, for sure. Next prompt is modern versus vintage. So for my modern deck, I pick this Moon Power Tarot. um it has that vibe, modern vibe, that is cosmic, but modern. I call this my Sailor Moon deck. This is my Sailor Moon deck, to be honest. It's very modern. It's very also dark, but that has that combination of modern and spookiness and jamminess that I love. For my vintage, I pick the Stretch Tarot, and this deck is everything to me because it's vintage, and most of the time this is the type of artwork I prefer. So this is the one, this is the king. From all my vintage type of decks I own, this is the number one. Yeah, I love it so much. It's vintage, it's delicious, it's elegant, it's everything. My beautiful Stretch Tarot. And I also love the cardstock. So next prompt is new moon versus full moon, and for my new moon I pick the Moon Boy Tarot. I don't know if this is still on print. The creator of this deck is Stephanie Caponi, and I know she has another version, like there is pink. With this deck is pink. I think the more recent version of this deck is kind of pink, but if I'm not wrong, you can find this on Amazon now, I think. I'm not sure. But this is a deck that I will use on the new moon, because the type of artwork of this deck is very witchy, but it is also very feminine. And I know so many people is not very into black and white decks, but this is an exception for me because I feel like I'm this lady when I use it. So yeah, this is my new moon deck that I actually really use it for that phase of the moon. So my dark moon readings, for sure. I usually grab this deck and a few others, but I'm just gonna show you this one. So this is the Moon Boy Tarot. So for my full moon readings, I like to use the Enchanted Tarot. These are the backs. And this is a very oddie but goodie on my collection. It's very gothic. It is gothic, but it has that full moon vibe. And this is the one I always use in my full moon readings, for sure. This is the number one for that on my collection. So this is the Enchanted Tarot deck. As you see, gothic, but beautiful. Next prompt is cute versus creepy. And for my cute deck, I pick Tarot de Carlotites because, like I said before, I'm not very into cute stuff. And I think this is like, this is a cute deck. So, this is the Carlotites deck. There is the, like, it has that vibe, cute vibe for sure. I think I have a few more, but I don't know where they are. I don't know. So this is kind of cute on my collection, even though I'm a very dark lady. So yeah. So the creepiest deck I feel I own is Le Tarot de Marseille Poleca. This is a Marseille style. These are the bags. But yeah, this is very creepy. But I love it. I love it because it's creepy. Like I said before, if it's creepy, I want it. And I love it so much. It's a Marcel style, but the majors are just perfect. They're just perfect. They're creepy, but funny. It's everything I love in a deck, to be honest. So next prompt is on my table versus in my bag. And on my table, so oh my gosh, I was going to show you the opposite way. So on my table usually is always Triunfi de la Luna. This deck is always on my table, for sure. This deck is always on my table. It will always be on my table, no matter what. For sure. So, I'm running out of time, guys, so I'm going to try to be quickly. I know everybody knows this deck. And on my bag, I have this little one that is called Notorious GBG Tarot Mini. So these are the bags. And I have this often on my bag, for sure, because it's tiny. And also because I love the artwork of Jasmine Beckett Griffith. So this deck usually lives on my bag, for sure. So this is the Notorious GBG. So next prompt is quiet versus loud. So for my quiet team, I grab this one. I really don't know. I get it in a way that, like, quiet, it means like quiet energy. So this is a very clear deck for me. So it's kind of quiet. It will tell you what it is. And that's it, without being too hard or, or smashing on the face. Is the way I get it. I get that prompt. Maybe I'm wrong, please. I don't know if I'm wrong or not. I'm just trying my best. So I put this on my quiet prompt. And for the loud, I grab the Goblins and Gardens Tarot. And I think this deck is loud when I'm talking about energy, because it's a collage deck. And it's very colorful, as you see, but it's also loud because it has these creatures, and the type of artwork together. I don't know, to me it's just like screaming that, hey, I'm here, let's talk about something, what you wanna know. And I love it. I think this is, I don't know, I just pick this for loud energy. Oh my god. Yeah, so this is my loud deck. And I think I jump one prompt, that is the realistic versus the fantasy. I don't know what you mean with that, so I'm not gonna do that one. So yeah, so I think I finished. So thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next one. Bye.